For years now, partners in the IT channel ecosystem have been pursuing ways to add some credibility and external validation to the ambitious targets and efforts that they're putting in on environmental sustainability. And one of the key ways that partners have been adding credibility to their sustainability stories is by aligning with some of the most well-known and respected frameworks in sustainability today. That's specifically the Science-Based Targets Initiative, or SBTi, Carbon Disclosure Project, or CDP, and also EcoVadis as well. However, it's been really tricky to just see the vastness of the channel and really assess alignment with these critical frameworks. But Omdia has really dived deeper into this project by looking at the top 1,000 channel partners globally based on influence and revenue and size, and seeing how they align with these most respected sustainability frameworks. And ultimately, the core finding is that for some of the most critical channel partners in the industry, the most influential and largest ones out there, they cannot afford to neglect these frameworks as it's so important to how they do business with their customers. Let's start by talking about the Science-Based Targets Initiative, which is often seen as the gold standard for sustainability performance and adding credibility to the ambitious goals for the near term, so 2030, and the long term for 2040 and 2050. When you look at the top 30 largest partners who single-handedly generate more revenue than the remaining 970 in the list, well, actually 87% of that top 30 are aligned with the SBTi, and 53% of them also have long-term targets in addition to near-term targets as well. And this includes big players like Accenture, NTT, WWT, Computer Center, CTC, etc. Now let's look at CDP as well, Carbon Disclosure Project, which most of the S&P 500 already align with. When you're looking at climate scores here, it is ranked from A to D-, and ultimately for the top 30, 43% have the most prestigious CDP A score, 13% have a really respectable A- score, and 33% have a score of B. It sort of drops a little bit as you go down the segments for the top 100, where it's still really strong, and especially with the top 1,000 when you look at the kind of long tail of some of the major players in the ecosystem. But ultimately, 16% of the channel ecosystem, or the top 1,000 of them, already disclosed to CDP. And interestingly, 9% were asked to disclose to CDP, maybe by a customer or maybe by an investor, but declined to do so. So definitely some more progress to come in terms of transparency and alignment with CDP. Now let's look at EcoVadis, which has had some of the highest engagement overall for the top 1,000 partners. 24% of the top 1,000 partners have public sustainability ratings from EcoVadis. 27% of that top 30 are platinum tier, 20% gold, 30% in silver, etc., etc. Non-disclosure rate will increase as you go down the top 1,000, but ultimately EcoVadis engagement is pretty strong. And for some of the smaller partners as well, they're beginning to commit to the framework as they work to improve their scores in years to come. But why are partners so committed to these frameworks? Well, one of the most critical reasons is that it's really important to their relationships with some of their most important customers. Think of companies like Walmart or L'Oreal, General Motors. They require some of their most major and largest suppliers to be aligned with these frameworks so that the customer knows that they're working with companies that not only share their sustainability ambitions, but can actually add some credibility to this as well. And also, it's really important for recognition from vendors, alignment with their sustainability programs, and also better preparedness for regulations, as partners who are aligned with these frameworks have already done a lot of the work to prepare for major environmental disclosure rules that we're seeing in the EU, in California, across many markets in Asia Pacific, etc. Ultimately, aligning with these frameworks is a really critical commercial priority for having stronger relationships with some of the most important customers of the channel. That's just a brief overview into the Omdia Partner 1000 Sustainability Edition. If you want to dive deeper into the channel sustainability alignment today, feel free to reach out to Omdia and we would love to arrange a briefing for you.